Hey there, and welcome to Films According to Chris Wyatt. Today's movie is Doctor Strange.
Is there really any point to be reviewing films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe anymore? At this point, I don't really know what more there is to say here. I mean, there's been 14 of these movies so far, and I feel like all I can do is answer if this is one of the great Marvel films, is it a good one, or just one of the okay ones? I mean, until we have a full-blown dud or masterpiece in this series, these reviews are just going to be sounding more and more redundant. Well, nevertheless, where does Doctor Strange fit in the ranking of the MCU?
I mean, is it Marvel's best? No. No, I don't even know if I would necessarily call it one of their great ones even. It is good though. At times even shows moments of greatness.
Marvel's Doctor Strange is the first film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to introduce magic and sorcery. Dr. Stephen Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, is a brilliant though arrogant neurosurgeon. After damaging his hands in a car accident, he goes to extreme lengths to repair the damage, but when all conventional methods fail, he turns to a mystic being known as the Ancient One, played by Tilda Swinton, to train in the mystic arts, and soon discovers a world bigger than himself. The film was directed by Scott Derrickson, a filmmaker who has mostly specialized in the horror genre and was responsible for movies like Sinister or The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Scott Derrickson has been showing up a lot in my videos lately. That's interesting.
His only break into blockbuster filmmaking before this was the not terrible, though not all that good 2008 remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still. And despite being fairly hit or miss, I always thought Derrickson was a talented filmmaker. For all of his film's flaws, he frequently tried to tackle big concepts. Doctor Strange puts a lot of his skills to good use. The story itself is hardly revolutionary. In fact, it's a basic retread of the first Thor movie. It's a functional story. The way in which it introduces magic into the MCU is frequently interesting. Many of the characters are memorable, and it's well paced. This is easily one of the most visually interesting films in the MCU so far, with a whole bunch of trippy camera work, CGI, and production design. It owes more than a bit to films like The Matrix and Inception, but it still looks awesome, and the action scenes are incredibly creative. It's all aided by an excellent score from composer Michael Giacchino. The cast is solid as well. Benedict Cumberbatch is, to no surprise, pretty perfectly cast as Doctor Strange, selling himself as an arrogant prick who slowly grows into a hero. Chiwetel Ejiofor and Benedict Wong are both solid as Mordo and Wong, and the always great Tilda Swinton ends up stealing parts of the movie with an excellent performance as the Ancient One. Yes, I'm aware of the whitewashing controversy, I'll get to that shortly. Mads Mikkelsen is solid as the villainous Caecilius, though, of course, he's Mads Mikkelsen, one of the best villain actors working today. Was anyone honestly surprised? But like most films in the MCU, the villain is once again one of the weaker aspects of the movie. He's by no means a terrible character, and once in a while Mikkelsen manages to rise above the material, but he's little more than a renegade sorcerer, which is not exactly inspired. Also, Rachel McAdams is solid as Strange's love interest, Christine Palmer, but she barely plays a part in the movie, and if there's one character that feels completely underdeveloped, it's her.
And then there's the unfortunate whitewashing aspect of the movie.
Okay, let's talk about this. In the original comics, the Ancient One was an Asian male sorcerer, now reimagined as a Celtic semi-androgynous looking woman. On first glance, it's easy to see why this has been seen as a problem. It's yet another case of Hollywood whitewashing, or casting white actors as previously minority characters. This is a stupid practice that keeps happening and needs to stop. That said, I can at least appreciate the fact that Disney Marvel was in a tough situation. See, the Ancient One in the comics was, well, basically a hugely racist Asian stereotype, and a direct adaptation would not have been advisable either. The last time Marvel adapted a character who was a huge outdated stereotype, they got around it by basically turning him into a punchline. Personally, I thought that was actually a clever twist, but a lot of fans felt deceived, and it wouldn't have worked twice anyways. Marvel's solution, to turn the Ancient One into a white woman while diversifying the rest of the sorcerers into this rainbow coalition of sorts, while that was well-intentioned, yeah, it's still a bit iffy. This wasn't an egregious casting decision like, say, the Ghost in the Shell movie with Scarlett Johansson, or The Lone Ranger with Johnny Depp as Tonto, and I do realize it was a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, but still. Though, since Marvel is doing more to diversify its characters than most studios today, and that this was clearly not a case of malice or overt negligence, well, I feel somewhat inclined to give them the benefit of the doubt this time. Though I do realize that others may be far less forgiving to that than I am, which is totally legit as well.
Though if you're able to overlook some of the unfortunate casting, Doctor Strange is a damn good movie.
Well acted, great looking, frequently exciting, Doctor Strange was another hit for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I give Doctor Strange 4 stars out of 5.
Okay, thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought of Doctor Strange by leaving a comment below. And if you liked what you saw and you want to see more, click subscribe and tune in soon for a new video. I'll see you next time.